Okay, so good afternoon and welcome back. So we are discussing about the characteristics of equatorial climate, where I did share something about the vegetational pattern. Okay, so climatic location of the regions I have done. We did discuss about location. Second is about the climatic characteristics. Third, natural vegetation which you are doing. So natural vegetation in which I did said these are tropical evergreen vegetation. And in Amazon Valley it is called as the selvas, I said. Okay, let us see now the third point, the most important vegetational type here. So here no distinct leaf shedding period. So that's why what happened, evergreen vegetation is found in this region. Evergreen vegetation is found in this region. Okay, no distinct leaf shedding periods, evergreen vegetation is found in this region. Evergreen vegetation you will find here. Greenery is throughout the year. The species here like mahogany, ebony, rosewood, cinchona, rubber tree, etc. Yeah, all these they are generally found in these regions. Rubber tree, mahogany, ebony, cinchona, rosewood. So all these you will find out in these regions. These trees are generally very tall trees. So here you have again greatest variety of hardwood generally found here, generally found in this region. Hardwood, greatest variety of hardwood they are found in this region. Okay, hardwood generally found. No softwood, only hardwood you will find here. Because of the more presence of hardwood in this region, greatest variety of hardwood generally found in this region, I said. Greatest variety of hardwood it is found in this region. Why? Why this region says the hardwood? Because hot and humid condition, tropical climate, hot and humid tropical climatic condition. This is the major cause. Okay, tropical hardwood condition is the major cause for this. Fine, tropical hardwood condition. Okay, so this is here is the case. Average height of trees is more than 60 meters. More than 60 meters. 60-meter height, if it is, definitely this shows that if it is 60-meter of height, it means comparatively very tall trees you will find in this region, very tall trees. Average height is trees is 60-meter, I said. This is the greatest case for this particular type of regions. Anyway, we have lianas and epiphytes, climbers, epiphytes, and lianas are found. ये जो एपीफाइट्स लियानाज क्लाइंबर्स होता है ना, जो बड़े बड़े ट्री होंगे उस पे लता जैसा क्लाइंबर्स लाइक एपीफाइट्स ऑल्सो इन द ट्रीज यू विल फाइंड आउट from the bark of the large tree you have other small bushes like plant also you will find out there. Epiphytes are there, lianas, climbers, ये सब जो है ना आपको मिलेंगे यहाँ पे, which you will not get it everywhere. Okay. So these are certain things, right? I will now move on to the next climatic aspect on this particular thing is like human and economy. Human and economy. Human and economy. This climatic region is known for the people here are generally occupation of the people, mostly the tribes who lives in this region. Their main is forest, food gathering and hunting. Food gathering and hunting. Food gathering and hunting is the most important. Food gathering and hunting is the most important occupation. Of local people. Food gathering and hunting is the most important occupation of the local people. Food gathering and hunting. Okay, among the tribes, if you'll see, there are few tribes. Example, you can give tribe, their location, where they found, and their occupation. Sometimes they are asking in the preliminary exam, like tribes among the tribes. Pygmy, Congo Valley. Their occupation is, these people lives on the trees. ये पेड़ के ऊपर रहते हैं. Generally, these people lives on the trees. These pygmies are very short height. These people are hunting and food gathering. Food gathering. Hunting and food gathering. Food gathering. Hunting and food gathering. Hunting and food gathering. Pygmy. Congo Valley में. Among the tribes, first is the pygmies. Pygmies in the Congo Valley, hunting and food gathering. Okay. Second one, you have American Indian. American or Amazonian Indian, not American, Amazonian. Amazonian Indian, you can say. Amazonian Indian. Amazonian Indian. These people are in Amazon Valley. Amazon Valley. So, first one is in Africa, and here it is in South America. These people, they are also hunting and fishing. Their major occupation. These people use bow and arrow for hunting. Amazonian Indian. Then another group of people here, Semang, Malaysia. Indonesia and Malaysia. This is Dayak. All these people, they are well known for these. All these tribal groups are they are known for hunting and food gathering. Main occupation is hunting and food gathering. Mostly it is for hunting and food gathering, I said. So Pygmy of Congo Valley, Amazonian Indians of Amazon Valley, Semang of Malaysia, Orang Asli Indonesia, Dayak of Borneo, Indonesia and Malaysia. Food gathering is the major, hunting and food is the major occupation. See, agriculture is not very important here, rather food gathering and hunting is the most important occupation of the people. And this is here is something about the equatorial climate. Equatorial climate has a very unique conditions again. See here, in the characteristics you can add one more point. In the characteristics of the rainfall, here I have given consistently high temperature throughout the winterless climate, average rainfall, no month without rain. You got this, no month without rain. Another annual average rainfall is more than 250 cm. So आप यहाँ पे एक चीज देख सकते हो, no month without rain which you have given. No month means throughout the year rainfall, but very interestingly एक चीज आप देख लीजिए and you must remember this. In the climate type, please add one more point. Though rainfall is throughout the year, it is highest. Though rainfall is throughout the year, it is highest twice just after the equinoxes due to more convectional instability. Though rainfall is throughout the year, it is highest twice in a year, just after the equinoxes due to more convectional instability. मतलब दो बार थ्रू आउट द ईयर रेनफॉल है, मगर दो बार हाई रेनफॉल होता है इक्विनॉक्स के बाद ही. क्यों? बिकॉज कन्वेक्शन अनस्टेबिलिटी उस टाइम पे ज्यादा होता है. एक चीज है, पॉइंट जरूर लिख लीजिए. आई होप यू हैव रिटन दिस. नाउ लेट मी एक्सप्लेन इट टू यू. क्यों होता है आपको पता है, एंड यू नो द थिंग्स लाइक यू नो, इफ व्हाइल यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द इक्वेटोरियल रीजन, ये इक्वेटोरियल रीजन है. ओके, we have Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Sun will move from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. Then again come back to here, है ना? So this is here when the sun move from here to here. Again it come back to here. So it is in the month of which month? It is December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay. So see here, twice in a year, दो बार जो है ना, it is crossing the equator. You got it? So if you take this histogram of this region, you know, आप अगर इसका हिस्टोग्राम अगर ले जाएंगे ऑफ दिस एंटायर जोन, आप ये पूरे रीजन्स की हिस्टोग्राम अगर लेंगे, यू विल बी सरप्राइज टू नो और सी द थिंग्स लाइक यू नो दैट विल हैव January, February, March, April, May, June you have, July, then you have August, September, October, November, December. So you have like if it is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. You see the highest rainfall here. April, October, just after the equinoxes, almost equal होगा यहाँ भी देखिए, but twice you have highest here. So you see here is highest rainfall, here is highest rainfall. That's why I said double rainfall peaks. Okay, again, if I look at the temperature of this region, (24 to 30 degree in between). Somewhere the rainfall and temperature, देखो यहाँ पे क्या है, during the equinox, this is the equinox time, equinox, and here is also equinox, but here you see just after the equinox you have the highest rainfall here, because convectional instability will take some time and there will be rainfall subsequently there will be rainfall. Why does the rainfall not occurs during the morning and night? You have already answered this. Rubber tree are found mostly in Kerala and Tripura, but I think these places do not come under the hot, wet equatorial climate, because the rubber trees grows under the other regions also. Yes, para rubber. As someone is asked about the rubber tree, equatorial rainforest is there in these regions. Okay, in Kerala it is equatorial rain. It is a tropical rainforest. Forest is tropical rainforest. Okay, remember. Forest here is tropical rainforest, but rubber trees are found in our Kerala as well as there also there is para rubber which is called as in Amazon basin. Close affinity is there of this. Okay, so twice in a year you have highest rainfall, so it is called as double rainfall peaks or double rainfall maxima. Is it clear to all of you? I hope you got it. How we can draw it without an appropriate data? We have data, based on that only the trends I have said. Check out in your GC Leung book, data are given. Okay, there is no need of going for data on these trends, you should know, give the concept only. Okay, you just need to have the concept. All these things are based on the available data, based on the field observation by different climatologists. And you will find out in your GC Leung book also that is given in inch and centimeter, inch and degree Fahrenheit temperature and inch it is given. On an average, this is the case, and you will find out even our material also it is given. You can see that it is based on whatever I am saying is on the basis of scientific observation which is given or by different scientists, particularly climatologists on this. Okay, March के बाद अप्रैल में होगा, you know March, then you have September and October में highest रहते हैं. Generally because last week of March or you have like last week of what you call the last fag end of a particular month, the process of convectional instability continue for even after that for a couple of days. That's why. So usually it depends. If it is the place is exactly above the equator, if the place is exactly above the equator, immediately you will have this. Matlab within 1 or 2 days you have rainfall. So it depends. On an average, it is taken. Fine. So these are certain things. Right. So these are here related with the GS purpose. Whatever needed, I have said. Right. It is based on that. Have you got this? Someone asked me about the data, so let me tell you. For UPSC preparation, GS part whatever needed I have given, and for those who are academician, I will say if you are going for pursuing a career in geography, practical climograph we are preparing. We have a special studies on that of each region, observation is there. By the way, my basic background is geography, and specifically I am from not only this background but also I have a member of National Association for Geographists India. So I feel always like proud of this, like geography as a subject in India. Scientifically we are dealing and we are teaching. Field observation and studies are there, and for your UPSC you don't need that in detail. Okay, fine. Let us now move on to another climatic type. Will you be able to write any question if it is asked here regarding this equatorial climatic regions, particularly in the preliminary exam? Double rainfall peak, which climate? Equatorial climate. Amazon basin, which climate? Equatorial climate. Zaire or Congo basin, which climate? Equatorial climate. Okay, they will give consistently high temperature throughout the year, or winterless climate. It is equatorial climate. They have given previous year question. If you will see, there are few questions on this. In the mains, if they can give 10-mark question may be asked on this. What are the salient features of equatorial climate and challenges and problem associated with equatorial climatic regions in today? Like the cases of the forest fire in the Amazon River Valley, Amazon Selvas region. Okay, so challenges and problems. Finally, challenges and problems associated with equatorial climatic regions. What are the challenges and problems? First challenge and problem is deforestation. cutting of the tree, whether for commercial use or changing land use pattern. And third one is you have your forest fire. Forest fire. And you have seen, like, forest fire ka causes mein. One is anthropogenic interference, second one is lightning also nowadays, and natural factor. If you see, whenever there is global warming, and there is global warming is going on now, and there are impact of also El Nino, dryness period, dry spell become, sometimes very dry, particularly in few regions of the world, especially in South America coastal part. So at that time we have found like forest fire in some region, rainfall will be very less. Even in the equatorial region we found this forest fire, especially Brazilian forest. Forest fire का एक पहला कॉज है lightning बताया. 40% of the forest fire in Brazil is because of lightning. 40%, 40 is lightning. Earlier also it was there, but now it is more occurrence of this. Maybe anthropogenic factor responsible for the frequency of more lightning. Maybe there are a lot of concepts related with this forest fire in this Brazilian, forested regions. Rainfall, irregularity of rainfall. Rainfall irregularities or in the contemporary time or variability in the contemporary time, in the contemporary time due to rainfall irregularity or variability in the contemporary time is due to what? Global climate changes, El Nino and global warming phenomena. Global climate changes, it is a continuous gradual phenomena nowadays and is creating a lot of problem even. Global climate change. Here is a question from someone: why the quantity of rainfall in each month is so distinct in Bogota highlands at GC level? It is given. Yes, it is. Bogota, it is because of the Bogota kahan hai? Bogota is on a plateau. Okay, it is on the Andes mountain. Okay, that's a highland area. That's why there is a modification here. Bogota regions. So that is based on the findings they have given here. Bogota regions. So by the way, these are certain area where you have the 4 point I have just given: deforestation, changing land use pattern. Changing land use pattern because of urbanization, because of industrialization. The forested land is now used for industrial purpose or for even agriculture or for any other. Land use is changing now. Forest fire is another cause I said. Forest fire, very important. Rainfall irregularities, variability in the contemporary time due to the global climate change, El Nino, La Nina, or El Nino global warming phenomena. This is what some of the important factors which are having. Forest fire is more, and this may have some impact in long run will have in these entire zones. So we will, in the environment part, environmental ecology, you will see that in the world, global warming, how it is hindering the entire process of or variation in the entire process of precipitation and rainfall distribution throughout the world. पूरे वर्ल्ड में ये वेरिएबिलिटी ले आता है, that is the cause. Anyway, now it is threat because of this particular cause. Another one is irregular, On scientific way of mining in some region also is very problematic things. For example, Malaysia copper mines, copper and tin in Malaysia. In Brazil, we have in Brazil and Guiana Highland area, we have the bauxite minings. So, for which we are clearing the forest. So, forest clearance or deforestation is due to mining and also due to changing land use pattern, because you are now having like more area under agriculture. So, you are clearing the forest. These are certain causes here. Let me now move on to the next climatic type. ये climatic type का इतना ही है. You see the questions, previous year questions, and try to solve some answers. I'll give you question at the end of our discussion. Next climatic regions I'll go for now is not the monsoon, savanna climate. Monsoon I'll discuss at the end of this 12th, 11th climate monsoon I'll discuss, because I have to link that one with the India part. How do forests sustain in the heavy rain? See, heavy rainfall is more, no doubt, because of high temperature, bacterial activity is also very quick. No doubt, at the beginning you will have like forest formation, but once it is deforested, the rate of regeneration of forest takes time, because the fertile material got eroded, that got washed away. The process is called as leaching. Because of the leaching process, the soil became less fertile. The soil became less fertile. Okay. Is there any difference by climate crisis and climate change? What should we talk of contemporary climate condition? Climate change or climate crisis, you see that in the some of the academician and researchers, they are saying that it's a climate crisis, it's not a climate change. But change is gradual, as you know. Suddenly, if it is there, suddenly you are unable to adapt the thing, so it is climate crisis. Because the anthropogenic impact is more, and the self-replenishing capacity of the environment is less. I mean, the homeostatic balance is lost, then it is crisis. Gradual modification is a change, but sudden, if it changes, it is a crisis. We are more moving toward crisis than the change nowadays. But at present, we are moving towards crisis, but you are in the phase of climate change. You remember this. So we cannot say that we are in the present contemporary time is a crisis time or change time. This is a phase of gradual changes. It will bring crisis very soon. As you have seen in this week itself, in 2-3 days, you see some regions of the world has severe cyclone. Some regions you have severe heavy rainfall. Look at in Southeast Asia, Philippines mein dekho aap. Flooding, so much of flash flooding is there in some regions. You have cyclonic storm, cyclone in some regions you have. There are tornadoes even developed in part of North America. We have South China Sea has development of again a cyclone. Unusually, as you have shown in the last class, like in the South Atlantic India Ocean, South Indian Ocean also, South Atlantic and South Indian Ocean, there are low pressure development and formation. These are abnormality in climatic conditions. They are happening nowadays. So we are changing, we are going towards a crisis, but crisis now in the phase of, we are approaching towards crisis, but now in the climate change, in the process of climate change. Okay. So thank you very much. It's a good question from your side. Thank you. Okay, let me now move on to the next climatic type. Next climatic type is savanna climate. Is it okay with you or any problem you are having? Please let me know. Yes, everything is fine. Okay, there is no question here. So I hope everything is fine. I'll now move on to the savanna type of climate. Can you just give me the alternate name of savanna climate? What is the alternate name of savanna climate? Yes, hot, tropical, central, continental. Isn't it? Hot, tropical, central, continental climate. Hot, tropical, central, continental climate. Okay. Hot, tropical, central, continental climate. What is the characteristics? What is, in what way it is unique? A good question again. Immediately you should ask me question. You are taking too much of time. A good question I got from one of your friend here. Why rainforest is important? Good question here. My friends, rainforests are responsible for purification of the air. It contributes mostly oxygen and recycle the carbon dioxide. It is a major carbon sink. It is a major carbon sink. Remember, whatever, if there is 10 square kilometer of equatorial rainforest, it means around 100 square kilometer area of your Indian monsoon forest. I mean, 10 times it is more effective, whatever contribution to the ecosystem if you will see. So, first is contribution of fresh air, ecosystem, oxygen to the oxygenation of the ecosystem. Second and most important thing is you have it act as a moderator to the climate, extremes of climate. आपने देखा होगा जहाँ पे पेड़ पौधे नहीं है, how the summer and winter will have extremes of conditions you will have, and that's why desert region has extremes of conditions. Forested regions has cool conditions because of the, even if high temperature is there, okay, microclimatic condition they develop. Forest. Third is homeostatic balance of the ecosystem it can manage. It is responsible for intacting the what, or preserving the biogeochemical cycle, and a balanced environment, it is creating a balanced environment. Balanced environment. Another important point is this ecosystem, like whether it is groundwater or atmospheric moisture, for all the hydrological cycle it plays a very important role. The rainforest plays an important role on hydrological cycle. Next one, you have the forest ecosystem as a whole. Economically it has greatest economic significance also. Forest based raw material, forest product, and so many things. So these are the things here we are having, like some importance of this equatorial. Equatorial rainforests are very, very important, known as lungs of the earth. There are two lungs of the earth. One is the equatorial rainforest. Another one is you have your taiga forest. Okay. So in this way it is very significant, very, very important. I hope you must have noted down the points. So thank you. So this type of things you will not get in book. So I want you to discuss, ask me questions if you have. Let us move on now to savanna. अभी savanna पे चलें फिर. I hope you got some idea who has asked me this question. How do forest fires sustain in heavy rain? Forest fire is there during the dry period, lean period. There are cases nowadays, abnormalities are there. Earlier there was no forest fire in this region. Abhi hua hai. It is because of the climatic abnormality developed in the recent times. Okay. So these are certain things. Let me now move on. Savanna climate, as I said, this alternate name is hot tropical central continental. If I will go for location, it is found between 10 to 30° latitudes at the central part of the continents. Again I am saying it is found between 10 to 30° latitudes at the central part of the central continental part. Savanna, hot tropical central continental climate. It is found between 10 to 30 latitudes at the central part of the continent. Okay, best developed over, second point, it is best developed over which region? So, over the African continent. Okay. Sudan, particularly, especially in Sudan. So it is also called as the Sudan climate, Sudan type of climate. It is very developed in Sudan of Africa. So it is also called as Sudan type of climate. क्योंकि बहुत अच्छा डेवलप्ड है यहाँ पे, तो सुदान क्लाइमेट भी कहा जाता है. Okay. It is also called as the Sudan type of climate, I said. Clear? Savannah climate also called the Sudan type of climate, I said. Next one, as I said about the location, let me draw the map here. Campos and Llanos, two different one. Here in the regions of, this is Orinoco River Basin, Orinoco River Valley. This is here is Brazilian Highland, Brazilian Highland. Brazilian Highland also there. Okay, the other region here you have savanna type of climate in these two continent I said. Why rainforests are so important? Please write on the board briefly. Not able to note it. Okay, समझ में तो आया ना? ठीक है. I will discuss about this. We will note down while I'll go for question answer. Okay, at that time we will see. Now let me discuss the savanna part. Savanna part, savanna location, you got it. Savanna is best developed in Africa, Campos and Llanos. Campos and Llanos, they are also here. They are other name of this savanna type, and Campos in Brazilian Highland and Llanos in the Orinoco River Valley of Guiana Highland. Guiana Highland, South America. The regions you have Llanos and Campos. ठीक है, Campos and Llanos. Llanos in Orinoco River Valley, Brazilian Highland you have Campos. Savanna is in Africa. These are very important. Now I'll go for Australia here. Where in Australia you'll find this? Savanna region in Africa. The other region here it is well developed in this particular part. In Asia it is present in the tropical region, no doubts. In some part of India also you will find out savanna type of climate. Savanna climate. In fact, Africa it has very well developed. So Africa, as I said, in Africa it is very well developed. In Africa only. Actually, let us see now what is the distribution I told you. So distribution with 10 to 30 degree latitude at the central part of the continent, well developed in Africa, known as the Sudan climate. That's why it is well developed over Africa. That's why it is known as also Sudan type of climate. Sudan climate भी कहते हैं इसलिए properly developed in Africa. I said savanna climate. Okay. So what else there about this climatic type? I'll go for now climatic characteristics. After completion of each climatic type, I'll draw the map of the world and I'll show you what is where. So एक discussion हो जाएगा आपका, ठीक है? Climatic characteristics first is here hot and dry condition due to continentality. Tropical hot and dry climate. Tropical hot and dry climate. Okay. Intermediate climate between two major regions, intermediate climate between which two? Is an intermediate climate, it is found between tropical hot and dry climate, intermediate climate between the monsoon and hot desert. Monsoon and hot desert. Okay, tropical hot and dry climate, intermediate climate between the monsoon and the hot desert, I said. So, what is the average rainfall? Average rainfall is around 75 centimeter. Average rainfall is around 75 to 100 centimeter. It is called around 75 to 100 cm rainfall you have in these regions. And temperature is around more than 24 degrees Celsius temperature. Summer maximum rainfall winter is cold and dry. Winter is cool to cold, okay, not very cold, cool to cold and dry. Okay, summer maximum rainfall, winter is cold and dry, and these regions you have like not very cold, but temperature goes up to even 12-13 degrees. That's cold mean 12 degree nearly, even in the winter night. Okay, the rainfall is less here. A distinct period of dry dryness. A distinct period of dryness, matlab here moisture, that is scarcity of moisture in the late summer. Scarcity of moisture at the early summer. Moisture scarcity is there in the atmosphere. This is the very in fact interesting characteristics of this particular region. Due to the this vegetation will be different here. Natural vegetation. Because of all the natural vegetation is here. First is tropical dry deciduous vegetation. First one is tropical dry deciduous vegetation it is giving. Okay. Short height trees. Short height and widely spaced. And widely spaced trees. Short height and widely spaced trees. Tropical dry deciduous vegetation. Short height and widely spaced trees with tall grasses. Grass are very tall grasses you have also. Okay, short height trees, widely spaced trees. So it like it looks like a park landscape. It looks like the park landscape. I must have seen like in a park you have tall grasses, short height trees as you usually plant. It looks like a park landscape. So natural park landscape is savanna climate, savanna vegetation. Dry deciduous क्यों? पतझड़ क्यों होता है? Why there is deciduous? Because the scarcity of moisture is deciduous in nature. Because of the scarcity of moisture, deciduous in nature it is. Done. This is tropical dry deciduous vegetation, short height and widely spaced trees with tall grasses. It looks like a park landscape. Now what happened? Because of this, grasses are more in this region. So truly these are the grass landscape region. So because of which we have more and more herbivores, will get more and more herbivores. Herbivores, grassland, herbivores, carnivores first, carnivores. So we have because of grassland, huge grassland you are having. Grassland region are very, it is like widely spread over. This grassland is available here, and for that regions, what happened? Because of more and more grassland in these regions, herbivores are more herbivores, more carnivores faster than the second order also. So there is like if as you know that we have food chain, complex food chain you have, and complex food chain with the food wave we will have, isn't it? Food chain and food wave. Food chain and food wave you will have here, and this leads to the rich biodiversity, rich diversity, rich species diversity, rich species diversity, isn't it? In these regions. So you have, that's why these regions is known as the big game country also. Big, ये फूड चेन और इसके लिए क्या होगा, बिग गेम कंट्री, कंट्री मीन रीजन, big game country. Or here we have big game for the life. These people, they big game country, why? Because for the life they struggle for their life. They struggle for their life because if predator prey relationship is there, big game country. And here you have you call it a gigantic zoo. Variety of animal you will find out here. Rich species of diversity, species diversity. I said animal. You have gigantic zoo. Variety of higher order animal. So please note down here, a variety of higher order animal found in savanna region. A variety of higher order animal found in these regions. Okay. Grassland, herbivores, carnivores, carnivores first, carnivores second, herbivores, grassland. I just mentioned about this. Hope you got it. Gigantic zoo. Is it clear to all of you? Variety of animal you will find out, so known as gigantic zoo. There is always a fight between the predator and prey. There is a complex food chain and food wave we have here. That's why predator prey relation, survival for the fittest and struggle for existence. Struggle for existence. That's like, it is here. Big game country it is. That's why you have the world's tallest animal, continental animal. क्या है? You know it, giraffe or zebra. So giraffe is here, and you know about the world's largest continental animal here again, largest African elephant, fastest animal, higher order animal, it is cheetah. All these you will find out in these regions. So gigantic zoo. Herbivores, carnivores, and you know that this is like cheetah for an example. It is an animal which is in the upper slot, upper level, carnivores it is, I said, and this is also plays a very important role in the ecosystem. Very important role it plays in the ecosystem. Okay, so that we need to see this type of species. This type of species plays an important role, as I said, in the savanna type of climatic regions. I've already discussed about this savanna climate. We have like this type. So what type of vegetations you will have here? ये तो है vegetation only in the, I told you vegetation is only widely spaced trees, that to be tropical deciduous trees. Note down one more point here. Tropical dry deciduous vegetation is generally found in the savanna region, savanna climatic region. The moment I will say tropical dry deciduous, there is a distinct period of leaf shedding, long period of leaf shedding you have here, a distinct long period of leaf shedding, है ना? Tropical dry deciduous vegetation has a distinct long period of leaf shedding. A distinct long period of leaf shedding you have, which you will not get it everywhere. Done? I hope it is done. So let us now move on again to the, as I said about the climatic characteristics and the vegetational type, flora and fauna I said, animal, different variety of animal you will get. Now for that region, यहाँ पे ये जो है ना ट्रॉपिकल ड्राई डेसिडुअस, तो एक चीज और भी बताते हैं कि इसको रेन ग्रीन वेजिटेशन क्या कहते हैं? रेन ग्रीन वेजिटेशन. व्हाट इज दैट? रेन ग्रीन vegetation. What is that? Whenever there is rainfall, after rainfall, greeneries will be there. आप बोलेंगे सर even in West Bengal you will have this. Rain green vegetation, they are vegetation special, vegetation type. Whenever there is rainfall, we will have the vegetation. Vegetation, the image, particularly in India also, same times in a modified form we are getting this type of vegetation, rain green vegetation. Wherever the what you call the leaf shedding period, even sometimes more than a month, 45 days to more even, rain green vegetation and leaf shedding period is very long. Okay. So these are some characteristics which I can say about these climatic regions. Let me now move on to human and economy. Human and economy. Human economy. People of this region depends on mixed farming, agriculture, and animal husbandry. Animal husbandry, rearing of the animal. There are people who lives in this major occupation is animal rearing and these two. There are people who are pastoralist also, agriculturalist and pastoralist. Okay, I'll just give you some example of few of the tribal people which are found in this particular region and where you have like tribe, their major location and their occupation and remarks. I can say remarks kar do. Remarks, what remarks you can have? Special remarks if anything. Tribe, for example, Masai tribe. You will find them in Kenya and Tanzania. Kenya and Tanzania location. We have like Masai Mara National Park. Masai Mara National Park. These people, their main wealth is cattle wealth. Cattle is the wealth for these tribes. Cattle is everything for them. So they are pastoralist people. They are by occupation pastoralist. Pastoral nomadism, like they move from one place to another place in search of fodder with their herds. Nomadic herding. Occupation is like nomadic herdings. Pastoralist and nomadic herdings. I mean, they take with their cattle, they move from one place to another place in search of better fodders. Better fodders. Vegetational type we haven't discussed of India, okay. So I will not entertain question now on India part. Here is a question, it is not opening up. You said natural vegetation is mostly dry deciduous, but in case of India, why moist deciduous? Why you are asking about India? India rainfall you see. Whenever the rainfall is less than 100 cm, it is dry deciduous. Okay. Wherever in India you have less than 100 centimeter rainfall area, it is wherever it is dry deciduous. Majority part of India has dry deciduous, no forest moist deciduous. If you got any data on this, it is not opening. If it is there, then let me tell you, it is wrongly given. Dry deciduous. In India, you have the dry deciduous maximum. Largest area is under dry deciduous in India. Okay, leave it. During the vegetation type, you can ask me this for India. I will explain what is there. But remember one thing, it is primarily because of what? It is primarily due to the rainfall pattern, which is variation is there. Masai tribe, Kenya, Tanzania, Masai Mara National Park. In this, there you will find them. Cattle is the wealth of these tribal people. Pastoralism and nomadic herding. Major occupation: pastoralism and nomadic herding. Okay, pastoralism and nomadic herding. Major occupation of the people here. Pastoralism and nomadic herding. Okay, nomadic herding and pastoralism. Remember this. Okay, second after Masai, second tribe I will go for Hausa tribe. Hausa tribe, Western Africa. These people are settled agriculturalist. You have Fulani tribe, they are in West Africa. Nigeria, West Africa, these regions you have. These people are also cattle rearing. They move from one place to another place also in search of pasture land also, these people. But they are less mobile than the earlier one. Fulani, Hausa, Fulani, then you have the people here. अच्छा एक चीज है, Masai people they don't kill these their cattle for meat, but they drink the blood of these cattle. Masai tribe. In the GC Leong you will study. Second, I am saying this entire area, as I told you, the Masai tribe, as I have just mentioned about, the Hausa also in the West Africa, settled agriculturalist I told you, and the Fulani, which is West African cattle, they are the cattle rearers mostly, right? Cattle rearers, Fulani. Fulani are the cattle rearers. So these are like, they are different types of, as I just mentioned, there are different types of tribes associated with this particular region. There are different type of tribes here. Okay, Fulani, West Africa, Igbo. You will find Igbo also, Yoruba, Kyuku, Igbo and Yoruba you will find in Nigeria, West Africa here, Fulani also in Nigeria, but here also in Nigeria more people here will find, and Kyuku in Kenya, these regions here you have. Igbo, Yoruba, they depends on agriculture, Igbo and agriculture and pastoralism, both. Kyuku are hunting and food gathering, So these are here certain tribal people which you will find on these different regions of Savannah. Savannah में different areas में different type of tribal people will find out. That's what I have given. Okay, so tribal people. Okay, now I got the question here. Tropical moist deciduous, which is percentage of total area if it is there. Tropical moist deciduous, as in India case we have written 37%, tropical dry is 28%. We need to check this. In fact, ये area wise नहीं होगा कभी भी, ठीक है? If somewhere it is given, look at the state forest survey. Tribes, they are asking questions on the preliminary exam for tribes. Okay, that's why I am focusing on this. Mostly question are asked in the UPSC for preliminary exam, tribes related things. So tribes you must remember, whatever tribes I am saying, selected 1, 4, 5, 6 tribes only here. Earlier also, every climatic region, we need to see the tribes, their occupation, location. So human part, whatever is needed, also we need to look at this. साथ साथ करते जाइए, हो जाएगा ये. So एक है climatic category. 4-5 things we have to cover here. First one, as I said, location. Second, climatic characteristic. Third, natural vegetation of that region. Fourth is human and economy. Fifth is any contemporary, any problem or anything, challenges and problems. Okay, so that we need to see. That's why. Okay, fine. So we need to see that. आपका क्वेश्चन मेंस में जो आएंगे, मेंस में फिजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स का आएगा, प्रीलिम में ये फैक्चुअल थिंग्स दे आर आस्किंग, सो वी नीड टू सी दैट. लेट अस नाउ मूव ऑन फ्रॉम हियर टू अनदर थिंग्स. व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम एंड चैलेंजेस इन द सवाना एरिया. यू टेल मी व्हाट आर सवाना climatic zones or regions. What are the challenges and problems? First and foremost problem and challenge. If you have first problem, पहला सबसे important क्या हो सकता है बताइए? सबसे बड़ा problem है desertification. Okay, one greatest problem is gradually desertification. Why desertification is more in this region? See, this is savanna area. It's just at the boundary of the hot desert. सवाना एरिया को देखो, सवाना एरिया का जो वेस्टर्न पार्ट है, that is a hot desert. So there is expansion of desert. Definitely the man-induced, human-induced action is responsible for the desertification nowadays. Greatest challenge today in savanna area is desertification. What are the causes of desertification? Why it is increasing, desert area is increasing gradually? The greatest factor is human being, anthropogenic factor like desertification causes as a result of, what are those? Desertification as a result of what? क्या है, कोई बता सकता है? First and foremost cause for this one, सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट जो प्रॉब्लम है डिजर्टिफिकेशन का, ये है डिफॉरेस्टेशन. सेकेंड इज यू हैव सॉइल इरोजन. डिफॉरेस्टेशन, सॉइल इरोजन. थर्ड इज simplification of the ecosystem. Simplification of the ecosystem on scientific agricultural practices. Agricultural practice. On scientific agricultural practice. Deforestation, causes of desertification, deforestation. On scientific agricultural practices, I said. Do you know what are those? Can you give some example of this? Or any other factor we feel like which is very, it is acting on this one. Can anyone contribute on this? Okay, let me give you a statistics of this desertification में देखते हैं. As we have seen, like in the case of Africa itself, in case of Africa itself, if you see, deforestation rate is bit high because in this savanna area, particularly in different countries, they have given a list to different developed country as well as some of the developing country, including China, for exploitation of their forest resources. Especially in this, if you look at Kenya, Tanzania, even Nigeria, for its, Nigeria for mining, it is like mining is a great problem here. Mining. Sudan has given it for mining. Best example is Sudan. South Sudan and Sudan, I hope you are well aware that here India also invested, the ONGC Videsh Limited also invested for petroleum, and Chinese companies, like around 60% of total investment is by China itself on this sector. And for mining purpose, they have cleared the forest. Deforestation is a major cause, and desertification is because of deforestation. एक है तो mining. Mining is a major cause of deforestation today. Soil erosion is because of unscientific way of agriculture as well as mining also. Simplification of the ecosystem the self replenishing capacity of the ecosystem is gradually being disturbed. So the homeostatic balance is completely got destroyed. Simplification of the ecosystem in what? What is the simplification of the ecosystem? Here simplification of the ecosystem mean, again I am saying, in this case what we are doing in case of simplification of the ecosystem, we are cutting this biodiversity, reduction of biodiversity, genetic and species diversity gradually declining. So the keystone species whatever is there in the ecosystem, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, keystone species, they are declining. So these are the causes here. So desertification, deforestation is a cause, soil erosion, simplification of the ecosystem, unscientific agricultural practices. Okay, these are urbanization and changing land use, changing land use pattern, and scarcity of water in these regions. Desertification का एक cause है scarcity of water. This is, of course, scarcity of water is primarily related with the water resource management, not properly managed. That may be the cause. We have desertification issues. If you look at worldwide, fastest growth of desertification is in the savanna region. Among all geographical, it is found that among all geographical or climatic region, fastest growth or fastest desertification is in the savanna region only. Okay. Sorry. Desertification cause wind movement type. No, desertification is gradually, shortage of entire regions, will have barren area. Gradually it is going for. Desertification through soil erosion, it is more intense soil erosion leads to, about gully erosion, reel erosion, then you have bedland topography, then the desert. Gradually it happens. Simplification of ecosystem promote desertification. How it is? How the simplification of the ecosystem promote the desertification, isn't it? Simplification of the ecosystem is a broad term which includes deforestation to decrease in the biodiversity. So it is in the ecosystem as a holistic way. If you see, in case of simplification of the ecosystem, you are disturbing the homeostatic balance. कुछ इकोसिस्टम में जो है, अगर कोई स्पीसीज कम हो जाता है, ऑटोमेटिकली इकोसिस्टम रिप्लेस करते हैं, वो कैपेसिटी नहीं होगा. इफ यू कट 50 ट्रीज, 50-60 ट्री और बढ़ जाते, नहीं होगा. और इट मीन्स सेल्फ रिप्लेसिंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ द सिस्टम इज डिस्टर्बिंग. सॉइल एसिडिफिकेशन, वाटर लगिंग, इंटेंस यूज ऑफ पेस्टिसाइड, यू सी दैट दीज आर लाइक, यहाँ पे कहाँ, यहाँ एग्रीकल्चरल इतना ज्यादा नहीं है पेस्टिसाइड्स का. So excessive irrigation, poaching, hunting, no, not at all. Excessive irrigation is not a, it is a factor, no doubt, but here there is no irrigation, such type of, no such cases. Water resource का scarcity है यहाँ पे. ये बहुत ही बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है. Deforestation has no any boundary. How I will conclude it in limited point? Limited point में कैसे conclude करें? ये इट इज ए ब्रॉड, वेरी ब्रॉड टर्म. इन फैक्ट ये जो पॉइंट है ना, सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑफ इकोसिस्टम, देखो मैं कहता हूं क्या है. सिंप्लीफिकेशन इंक्लूड्स ऑलमोस्ट ऑल इन अदर वे. ये सब इंटरट्यूब्ड है, ऑल दिस टॉपिक्स जो पॉइंट है ना, सबको ऑलमोस्ट होलिस्टिकली इफ यू सी, इट इज वीविंग एवरीथिंग. इफ there is decrease in the biodiversity. The keystone species will get affected. If keystone species means जो सबसे important species है, अच्छा ये बताओ मुझे environmental class हुआ है कि नहीं आपका? Environmental ecology हो गया है कि नहीं अभी तक? Environmental ecology if नहीं हुआ तो कुछ concept I will tell you. If it is done already, so I no need of saying all these things. If it is done, you must be knowing about simplification of ecosystem. There is a term known as keystone species. What is that keystone species? कोई भी इकोसिस्टम में कोई एक दो जो एनिमल है या प्लांट है वॉट एवर इज देयर यू नो दे प्लेज ए वाइटल रोल इन मेंटेनिंग द इकोसिस्टम इन टोटलिटी. उनका अगर पॉपुलेशन में कोई चेंजेस होगा तो पूरे सिस्टम में चेंजेस होता है. दिस स्पीसीज आर कीस्टोन स्पीसीज यू नो. ओके एनवायरमेंट नहीं हुआ है सो ऑब्वियस दैट यू विल नॉट एबल टू गेट द थिंग्स नाउ. सो I'll go for the basics, let us say. No problem. ये देखो कोई बात नहीं, डोंट वरी. मैंने कहा सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑफ इकोसिस्टम व्हिच इज ए होलिस्टिक पॉइंट. सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑफ इकोसिस्टम होलिस्टिक पॉइंट. लेट मी नोट इट डाउन. सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑफ the ecosystem is a holistic point which includes disturbances in the homeostatic balance or self replenishing capability of an ecosystem. First, disturbances in the homeostatic balance or self-replenishing capacity of an ecosystem. Reduction in biodiversity reduction or decrease in the biodiversity. Reduction or decrease in the biodiversity. Reduction or decrease in the biodiversity. Okay. Third point. Shortening the hierarchy of the ecosystem. And hierarchy means shortening in the hierarchy or the trophic level. Each trophic level, there is like we have a lot of option here. In case of this, you see, I have drawn here saying that there are trophic level. Here you see, कार्निवोर्स के पास बहुत सारे चॉइस है यहाँ पे. सेकंड और कार्निवोर्स फर्स्ट लेवल, ये सब कुछ चॉइसेस इज देयर. नाउ द लिमिटेड चॉइस कार्निवोर्स 2 will have the second will have the limited choice और कार्निवोर्स 1 will have very limited choice here. हार्बीवोर्स पॉपुलेशन, अगर हार्बीवोर्स का पॉपुलेशन घट गया और ग्रासलैंड का घटता है तो हार्बीवोर्स का घटेगा. हार्बीवोर्स घटेगा, कार्निवोर्स विल नॉट गेट द प्रॉपर फूड. So any disturbances in any of the species in any regions here, imbalances of this will have catastrophic effect on this entire ecosystem as a whole. So आपके पास जो चॉइस होगा, फूड वेब होगा, द कॉम्प्लेक्स फूड वेब विल चेंज इनटू ए सिंपल फूड चेन. सिंप्लीफिकेशन में यही होगा एक, द कॉम्प्लेक्स फूड वेब विल चेंज इनटू ए simple food chain. The complex food web will change into a simple food chain. Okay. So reduction biodiversity. So another point is the complex food web will transform into a simple food chain. Here it is. And gradually what happen, a new microclimate will be developed. So नया जो सिस्टम हुआ, नया एनवायरमेंट के साथ न्यू अलग टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन और वेदर कंडीशन विल ग्रेजुअली ट्रांसफॉर्म, एंड दिस इज इन फैक्ट ए लॉन्ग टर्म में इट क्रिएट्स प्रॉब्लम इवन. माय फ्रेंड्स, दिस विल बी डील्ड इन द एनवायरमेंट पार्ट सब्सिक्वेंटली, इसके ऊपर डिटेल में कराएंगे इन द एनवायरमेंट पार्ट. But one thing is simplification of the ecosystem plays a very vital role, no doubt. Soil erosion, deforestation, I said. हम लोग एक काम करेंगे, डेजर्टिफिकेशन प्रोसेस का, हॉट डेजर्ट नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है ना, उसके साथ साथ आई विल डिस्कस. देयर इज ए होल लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स ऑन डेजर्टिफिकेशन. ओके, कंपोनेंट ऑफ ए डेजर्ट, व्हाट इज ए डेजर्ट, डेजर्टिफिकेशन वी विल डू विद दैट. नेक्स्ट जो क्लाइमेटिक रीजन्स है. ऑन साइंटिफिक एग्रीकल्चर प्रैक्टिस मैंने कहा दैट आप यू हैव गिवन सम कंट्रीब्यूट सम पॉइंट्स आल्सो. अर्बनाइजेशन एंड चेंजिंग लैंड यूज पैटर्न, यस इट इज देयर. इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, अर्बनाइजेशन, चेंजिंग लैंड यूज पैटर्न, scarcity of water due to disturbances of the hydrological cycle. We are disturbing the hydrological cycle. Evaporation rate को घटा देंगे. आप देखो in some regions of India, the rate of the rainfall pattern has been changed in last couple of decades. If you see 20 years में देखो, there is a sea change in the rainfall pattern in some part of India. Nowadays rainfall is more in some region where it is unexpected, even in the world. Why it is occurring? These abnormalities, climatic abnormalities which is going on is an impact of simplification of the ecosystem in long run. चलिए आगे we will see that, but these are the most important factors which I can say. Now what type of question you will get? Direct questions आ रहे हैं. ये जो मेंस का जो whatever you have given one question here, it is a different one. अच्छा, somebody asked me about the concluding this, so let us discuss it with the desert type. कोई पूछे हैं जवाब, I will discuss it with the desert, hot desert type of climate. Let us see now hot desert type of climate now. दो हो गया. Third climatic type is hot desert type of climate. Hot desert climate. Requesting you all to study it today. If you have the book G. Shillong, do it from that or from our KSG booklet, जो भी है. Equatorial, Savannah, then the hot desert. आज जाके पढ़िए घर में. After completion of this, please do revise the things. Hot desert's climate. What is that? Alternate name of hot desert climate? Hot tropical western margin climate. Hot tropical western margin climate it is. Tropical western margin climate. Hot tropical western margin. Okay. Here I got one again. Sir, please do not write to the top right corner as it is invisible. Okay. This area. Thank you. I'll do. Okay, definitely. I'll look at this. Is savanna climate found only in Africa or other parts of the world? I've already shown you. Savanna climate. ये ड्रॉ क्या किया फिर आपने? Savanna climate is found not only in Africa, I've shown you it is also found in South America and Australia. आपको अभी दिखा है ना, ये ड्रॉ नहीं किया आपने, ये ड्रॉ किया है कि नहीं आपने? सवाना देख रहे हैं आप, अफ्रीका. दिस इज लानोज आई हैव रिटन, दिस इज लानोज, ओरिनोको रिवर, ब्राजीलियन हाईलैंड. You see this? Orinoco River Valley, Brazilian Highland, Campos is there. Campos is a savanna grassland area. Savanna climatic region it is. Llano is also savanna climate. Okay. And here also I have shown you savanna. You see? So देखा ना? How you are asking this question now? इसका मतलब है कि पढ़ाई नहीं हो रहा है. I'm here like this hot tropical western margin, hot desert climate, whatever is there. Okay, ये जो climatic type है, this is the desert climate which you called. It is otherwise called hot tropical western margin climate. All the deserts of the world, if you will see, they are found in the tropical western margin. That is what we are going to discuss now. So I am saying, I am asking here hot desert climate. So it is found at the western margins of the tropical continents between 10 to 30 degree latitudes. Between 10 to 30 degree latitude you will find this. So everywhere in the world, wherever you will go in the world, you will definitely find out what? Climate 10 to 30 degree latitude only, you will find out the tropical climate, hot tropical western margin, that is the desert climatic type. आपको दुनिया में कहीं पे भी जाएंगे तो वेस्टर्न मार्जिन में ट्रॉपिकल कॉन्टिनेंट में यू विल फाइंड दिस. आई विल नॉट टीच बियॉन्ड दिस. मैं आई रिक्वेस्ट यू ऑल टू स्टडी एंड कम. आज पढ़ाई नहीं हुआ होगा आपका. what I feel the level of question which I am getting based on this, I can say that आप लोगों में थोड़ा परेशानी है. what I feel. Okay. I am requesting you all to study this from the GC Leong or from our materials and come tomorrow. Give me the question now, whatever questions you have. Please give me your question and I will answer all these now. So hot desert tomorrow I will do. So for tomorrow your assignment I am giving you. आज जाके पहले तो monsoon what you call, you study the equatorial climate, savanna climate and hot desert. ये तीनों तो पहले करेंगे. Today you complete it before your dinner. आज जाके बैठो. Then second slot you take, it's on Mediterranean climate. Then you have Siberian climate, China type of climate. You have the British climate, British climate. मैं कल ये कराऊंगा, बता रहा हूँ. टुमारो डेफिनेटली विल एबल टू डू दिस 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 दिस. यहाँ तक तो आ जाएगा. चाइना यहाँ पे कर, तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा पहले इसको पढ़ लीजिए, उसके बाद once you study this you will get. प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस वी विल डिस्कस ऑन क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, और जैसे कलर कोडिंग का जो आया है एंड ऑल दिस, वी विल discuss that. There are few things I would like to say before that. From the beginning I'll take few questions are here. You have asked me, rubber trees are found mostly in Kerala and Tripura. Yes, these are evergreen vegetation of India, you remember. But I think those places do not come under the hot wet equatorial. Yes, this is a modified monsoon climatic region here with heavy rainfall here. Is it because rubber trees grows under the other regions also? Yes, it is. How we can draw it without a, you have already, I have already answered. So the data जो है, the which you are talking about, sufficient data and all this should be there. The concept which I am saying is based on the observation by different scientists, climatologists itself. Why the quantity of the rainfall in each month is, this I told you. Ayush has asked here questions. Okay, hot tropical central continental climate, hot tropical continental climate. How do forest fires sustain? Why rainforests are so important? ये था ना question. Why rainforests are so important? So let me answer. Somebody has asked me this question. Rainforest, importance of rainforest. Rainforest का मतलब कौन सा है? Rainforest is equatorial evergreen vegetation. Evergreen vegetation यही है. Equatorial. This is first is it act as a carbon sink. Second is oxygenation of the ecosystem. Third one, the biogeochemical cycle. Biogeochemical cycle runs in a smooth way. Runs means operate in a smooth way. Operate in a smooth way. Okay. Biogeochemical cycle operate in a smooth way. Better way, okay. Smooth way. Carbon sink, oxygenation of the ecosystem. Biogeochemical. And you have like, as I said, इसको क्या कहते हैं? Lungs of the oxygenation of the ecosystem, so known as lungs of the earth. Lungs, purification of the air, lungs of the earth. इसको कहते हैं, you have like Amazon rainforest को कहा जाता है, which is known as the, what is the other name of Amazon rainforest? Amazon rainforest का अदर नाम क्या बताया था मैं? I said, I have already told you, Amazon rainforest is otherwise known as what? Yes. I have drawn also. Amazon rainforest is known as what is the other name of Amazon rainforest? We called it as, देखो आपको बताया था मैंने, lungs of the earth, no doubt. What exactly we call it? I have written somewhere Selvas, if you remember. याद है ना? चलिए fine. So we have like Selvas, as I said. These are the importance of this. If you'll see, equatorial rainforest has the greatest say. Selvas regions, somewhere I have written. Anyway, let me again put some more points here. So, biogeochemicals, it is known as selvas, 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 lungs of the earth. So, another fourth point is forest resources, forest base, rich biodiversity here you can say, rich biodiversity, biodiversity, rich biodiversity you have. So, carbon sink, oxygenation, biogeochemical cycle operates in a smooth way, rich biodiversity, homeostatic balance of the ecosystem of the terrestrial ecosystem, TERRESTRA, terrestrial ecosystem. Homeostatic balance of the terrestrial ecosystem. This is also there. These are the points which I said. I hope you got some idea on that. Next question, Ayush has asked, can we find coal basins located in the hot, wet equatorial climate because the vegetation is quite rich in this location? See, for coal formation, we need tectonic disturbances. If it will be buried under, अगर ये forest regions अगर continental drifting हो और faulting हो से अंदर अगर चला जाएगा, then only it is possible, or else not possible. Regarding the forest type, we will check it and I will discuss in the Indian forest. I hope next week we will have the Indian forest, we will discuss that. Okay, forest type. And soil acidification due to, these are the answer here for this. So, any other questions we will see. I think someone haven't got that cloud related one, corona related photo which I have to show. I said I haven't done that because you have asked me twice or thrice, but I'll answer it tomorrow. Let me, that my file is missing, so that's why, and I'll get it I think by tomorrow. So I'll see that the photograph is there, so I have to show that photo है. तो आपका कल जो है, I'll go for this, and if we'll have some time, I'll spend 15-20 minutes on that. Your topics which jet stream will not take much time. Naming of the cyclone, jet stream did not take much time. That also tomorrow I will try to give you. First I want to, if I am able to provide you material, then only. So material आपको मिलेगा. थोड़ा सा उस पे material I think like you have to update certain things. So I am taking few time now. Anyway, any other question if you have, please let me know. आपका जहां तक है जो टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन जो है ना यहां से आते हैं, ट्राइब से एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, मेजर क्लाइमेटिक एंड नेचुरल रीजन से, इसलिए ट्राइब के ऊपर मैं थोड़ा फोकस किया. ट्राइब्स इतना ही करिए जितना क्लास में करा रहे हैं. व्हाट एवर यू आर डूइंग इन द क्लास, प्लीज डू दैट मच. इट इज पॉसिबल एंड यू सी दैट यू विल एबल टू कवर द एंटायर स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ दिस व्हाट एवर इज देयर. आप कर लेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसमें. आई एम श्योर यू विल एबल टू डू दैट. आपसे हो जाएगा. So just it will take some time, no doubt. And another question I got, what are the color code? Selvas you have given the answer. Okay, color coded warning provided by IMD while cyclone. Yes, this year we got this question also, color coded warning for conducive information and proper. In the disaster management we will do this also. I will also tell you certain things. जो हम लोग करा रहे हैं साइक्लोन में, कुछ जो है ना वो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट भी होना है. सो देयर इज अ कन्वर्जेंस ऑफ दिस टू. ओके, अनदर वन, एनी आंसर राइटिंग फॉर टुडेज क्लास? लेट अस डू दिस क्वेश्चन. क्यों नहीं देंगे? क्वेश्चन एक देता हूं। Double rainfall peak with consistently high temperature throughout the year is the general climatic characteristics of equatorial region. Give a reasoned account on the vegetational pattern and climatic characteristics of equatorial zones. Okay, 15 marks, 250 words. ये लिखिए क्वेश्चन। डबल रेनफॉल पीक with consistently high temperature throughout the year is the general climatic characteristics of equatorial region. Give a region account on the vegetational pattern and climatic characteristics of equatorial region, low latitude of low latitude कर दो equatorial करके low latitude zones. Low latitude zones mean equatorial region itself. Okay, just to strengthen this, I have just given this question in a different way. Do write this. ये आंसर लिखिए and upload करिए. Another tomorrow I'll give you on the savanna and desertification, that is also can be a question on this. Okay. Let us discuss that tomorrow. Then I'll give you that question. Okay. So with this, so I'll say thank you very much. So this is okay. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow then. Tomorrow, as I said, please do study and come attend this session. Today, whatever we have done, to revise that. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Thank you.